Hi everyone, welcome back to P&J's Homestead Adventure. It's been a great year so far. Jason and I are part of a collaboration called Cozy Fall Soup 24. It is hosted by Gail at Gail's Southern Living and Heather at Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. The collaboration runs the whole month of November, and there's giveaways. You can enter yourself in the giveaway just by simply leaving a comment on all the videos in the playlists. December 2nd at 5 p.m., those giveaways will be given away. Gail and Heather's link to their channel will be in our description, and the playlist to all the Cozy Fall Soups so far this month. Hope you stop by and say hi. Good luck on the giveaways. One of our favorite soups that we're making today is called Zuppa Toscana. It's an Italian soup that I've been eating since I was a child. But first, we have to have a cup of coffee to start off our day. I do have some kale in the freezer, but I also wanted to pick some fresh since we still have plenty of kale in the garden. If you don't like kale, you could substitute for spinach. The recipe will be in our description. You will need 4 cups of potatoes cut up into little bite-sized cubes. You will also need some beef broth. Whether you can it yourself or buy it in the store, you will need 7 cups, and you will boil your potatoes in the beef broth. You will need salt and pepper, garlic powder, and red pepper flakes. Stir it in real good. As the potatoes start to cook, the starch in the potatoes will start to release and thicken up your broth. We also add a Lipton recipe secret onion powder onion dip mix. In a separate pan, you're going to start cooking that sausage. In the meantime, you can grab your kale, and I start cutting it up into little chunks and adding it to the broth so it can cook. Bite-sized pieces are best. We are away for the weekend, and I'm borrowing my friend's kitchen, so thank you to you both. We love these food saver bags, and they are reusable. If you wash them really well in a vinegar and water and soap solution, I only rewash them and use them again if it has fruit or vegetables stored in them. If it had any meat, it just gets thrown away. This meal only takes 30 minutes to make. You want to keep it on a nice boil and let that broth reduce. Let all that meat get caramelized and get to be brown bits of flavor. You can also make this in a crock pot. I would still brown up your meat before adding all the ingredients into your crock pot and turning it on low. And then when you get home, you have a home-cooked meal. You can also substitute pork for chicken, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Time to get some of these dishes done. As soon as the sausage is all browned up, you just go ahead and add it to the broth. The soup is starting to get thick. I also will use my spoon and just mash up a few of the potatoes, again to release that starch and get it nice and thick. But we're not done yet. Now you're going to drop your stove down to a simmer. You're going to grab some heavy cream or half and half and add that to your soup. Mix well. And now you're just going to let it simmer for another 5 minutes, just so it can all come together. And your soup is done. If you're using a crock pot, just add the cream at the very end before you're ready to eat.
I'm just eating the delicious soup. Very good.
If you like to make this recipe with chicken, I suggest using skinless, boneless chicken thighs. Brown it up with 2 tablespoons of butter so it gets nice and brown. This time we'll be using chicken stock. I make my own chicken stock and I already have 7 cups in a jar. You're going to follow all the same steps with all the same spices. The only thing I do not add to the chicken recipe is the onion soup mix. Once everything is cooked down and the broth has reduced, then of course add your cream. Drop it down to a simmer for 5 minutes. And serve. We hope you give our recipe a try and all the other cozy fall soup recipes in the playlist. Thank you for stopping by.